Good morning, students. Let's begin our social science class. In continuation of NCRT History chapter Nationalism in India. This is my seventh video related to the contents how participants saw civil disobedience movement. Like in non-cooperation movement, we discuss about the participant saw the movement. In this movement also we are going to see how people respond and react towards the civil disobedience movement. Before going to the main content, I just want to discuss the previous video where we have discussed in December 1931 Gandhi went to London conference and negotiation broke down and returned disappointed, and all prominent leaders were put behind the bar by the British like Khan Ghaffar Khan and Jawaharlal Nehru. With great apprehension, Mahatma Gandhi relaunched the civil disobedience movement. So this was the end, but in between of 1930 to the Pact of 1931, how different people participate in civil disobedience movement. The first category was countryside peasants, Jat and Patidar from Uttar Pradesh and Gujarat. So, the countryside rich peasant community, the Patidar of Gujarat and Jat of UP. These are rich peasant community. We are going to discuss about these community participation and aspiration and way in civil disobedience movement. Poor peasantry, this category include those who are working on the farm of the big landlords. Then business class or industrialist class participation in civil disobedience movement. Let's start with rich peasant communities participation in civil disobedience movement, and these were the Patidar of Gujarat and Jat of Uttar Pradesh were active in movement. Being producer of commercial crop, they were hard hit by the trade depression and falling prices. As their cash income disappeared, they found it impossible to pay the revenue to the government. The peasants demanded a reduction in revenue, but the government refused to do so. This led to the widespread resentment. These rich landlords became enthusiastic supporter or participate in boycott program and refused to pay revenue. For them, the fight for Swaraj was a struggle against high revenues. It's not like they want to achieve Swaraj or full independence. Their main aim to participate in civil disobedience movement was a struggle against high revenue, which was led by British government. But they were deeply disappointed when the movement was called off in 1931 without the revenue rates being revised. So, when the movement was relaunched in 1932, many of them did not participate in civil disobedience movement. Then we are going to see the reaction of poorer peasantry, those who work on the land of rich landlords. They want to lowering of their revenue demand as well as unpaid rent to the landlord to be remitted. They don't want to give revenue as well as they want whatever rent they are giving to the landowner, that also remitted, means they don't want to pay both the things. They join a variety of radical movements often led by socialists and communists. So socialists and communists were against to the system. Apprehensive of raising issues that might upset the rich peasant and landlords, the Congress was unwilling to support no rent campaign in most places. Congress don't want that the rich peasant community disappointed as they support to the poor peasants. So long the Congress relation between the poor peasant remained uncertain. They are not very much helping to the poor community. If they do so, the rich peasant community will annoyed. So Congress ignore the demand of rent which is raised by the poor peasantry. Now the other class, business class or industrialists, they wanted protection against import of foreign goods and rupee sterling foreign exchange ratio that would discourage import. They formed the Indian Industrial and Commercial Congress in 1920 and the Federation of the Indian Chamber of Commerce and Industry FICCI in 1929 27 to protect the interest of the businessman. Prominent industrialists like Purushottam Das, Thakur Das, and G.D. Birla attacked the colonial control over Indian economy and supported civil disobedience movement when it was first launched. They give financial assistance and refuse to buy, sell imported goods, means promote Swadeshi. Most businessmen came to see Swaraj as a time when colonial restriction on business would no longer exist and trade and industry would flourish without any constraint. But after the failure of Round Table Conference, business group were no longer uniformly enthusiastic. They were apprehensive of the spread of militant activities and worried about prolonged destruction of business as well as growing influence of socialism among the younger member of Congress. Means after the failure of round table conference, the business group don't want to be continue with the civil disobedience movement because the radical group carried out militant activity. Means sometime they are not cooperate with the business class, as business class is very rich to fulfill the common people need. So militant supported by the radicals. And second, the business class also worried to see the idea of socialism among younger members of Congress. Socialism where equal division of the land among the people. So business class community not interested to participate in civil disobedience movement. If we see the conclusion in all three, we just came to know that the Jat and Patidar, then poor peasantry and business class, they have their own way to interpret the Swaraj. It is not matched with the idea for which Mahatma Gandhi launched civil disobedience movement. Thank you. Have a nice day.